Nintendo Direct, E3. I mean, let's talk about it. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. But without any further ado, there was a lot of announcements in this, and I definitely just want to jump right into it. So, kicking things off, we got our first look at the new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character, and it was not Crash Bandicoot. It is actually Kazuya from the Tekken franchise, which I think is pretty interesting. Obviously, the Tekken franchise is a franchise that has been around for a very, very long time. It is a prominent fighting franchise, so I think this is a good choice. I'm sure there will be a lot of people online who disagree with this sentiment, but I think it's a good choice. I thought that him murdering everyone in the trailer was like kind of funny. He was just like throwing everyone off of a cliff. I thought the character himself still retained that sort of Tekken feel to him, so I definitely think this is going to be an interesting addition. They will be doing a full unveiling of Kazuya from Tekken in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on June 28th with a presentation, and Sakurai, of course, will be doing that. Like I said, I think the character looks great. I wish it was Crash Bandicoot, but I definitely understand this. Next up, Life is Strange remastered in true colors are coming to the Nintendo Switch. I don't care. Life sucks. Wear a helmet, you know, make it out as best as you can. These games do absolutely nothing for me, but I do know that there is a large group of people who enjoy them, so this was a good announcement for you. Guardians of the Galaxy, which was shown during Square Enix's presentation, was actually confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch as well, which is very interesting. When they first showed off this game during the Square Enix presentation, I wasn't really all that impressed with it, and I'm still not really impressed with it, but maybe it'll end up being a decent game. But yes, Guardians of the Galaxy is coming to the Nintendo Switch as well. Worms Rumble is coming to the Nintendo Switch as well, and I don't really care about Worms, but hey, if you're a fan of Worms, maybe this is a game that you need to have on your radar. Worms Rumble, like I said, coming to the Nintendo Switch. Next up was a game called Asteria Ascending, which looks like a 2D RPG style game with a hand-drawn art style. I will say the graphical style of the game looks pretty interesting. Maybe it's a game I'll check out, maybe not. Kind of a weird announcement. This whole little segment was kind of a weird segment. I felt like this should have been towards the end of the presentation, not so much at the start of it. Kind of made me worried about the rest of the presentation, but do not worry, people, because there are some bangers. 2 Points Campus is also coming to the Nintendo Switch as well. Be the Dean of Mean or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to control a college. That just seems like, I don't know, I would get in trouble or something like that. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania has been confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. Now, this game actually leaked a couple days ago. I do enjoy the Super Monkey Ball games. Even if this is a remaster, I think they're super fun. There's a lot of cool mini games within these games as well. So it's nice to see Super Monkey Ball get a new game on the Nintendo Switch. The last one was, of course, also a remaster of the Wii game, and it was kind of fun. So this is good for fans of Super Monkey Ball. And a new Mario Party was announced, which shouldn't be a big surprise, but it's not a numbered Mario game. It is a Mario Party's Superstar. It features 5 boards from the N64 era with all sorts of different mini games. There's going to be like over 100 mini games from across the series to choose from. Everything works online as well, which is great. You can play every game mode, every mini game online, which of course was the big problem with Super Mario Party on the Nintendo Switch. I didn't like that game because of the lack of online stuff, which they added in later, but it's nice to see that on day one, everything will be available to play online. There'll be random matchmaking, board games online as well. So definitely very, very cool. I think this game will be a lot of fun to play, and it comes out this year. It'll be coming out on October 29th. They'll be showing it during the Treehouse presentation, which is going on right now. So that's pretty cool. Next up, they were talking about Metroid, but not Metroid Prime 4. They did say that Metroid Prime 4 was well enough into development, but they didn't have anything to show quite yet. So instead, they showed off a 2D Metroid game, which, you know, I've been talking a lot about on this channel, but it is Metroid Dread. And you know what? I like what I saw from this game. Yes, is a 2D Metroid game really worth $60 in 2021? I guess we're going to find out with this game and see how the reception is towards this game. And I think this game looks really good. I think the darker tone that they're taking with this, the whole dread sort of thing, I think really works into the game. You know, it definitely looks a lot creepier than previous Metroid games that we have seen. I think the gameplay itself looks definitely very good. They're going to be showing this game during Treehouse as well. It sort of has that alien alien feel to it, which was kind of lost in some of the Metroid games, but there's like a character that's always following you around that you can't quite kill yet. So it does add that extra, you know, level of, I guess, dread to the game. And that's where they got the name with Metroid Dread. Now, Metroid Dread will also be coming out this year on October 8th, and Nintendo of America is actually doing a collector's edition of this game that looks really slick. They announced this via Twitter. I probably will end up picking it up. Like, I don't know, man. I like these styles of games, and I think they've shown what they've shown so far definitely looks very cool. They need to work on the graphics a bit. I think the graphics are a bit lacking, but I think if they could clean up the graphics a bit, this is going to be a really fun game. Will it sell well, though? I guess we're going to find out. There's going to be new amiibo alongside of this game as well. Just Dance 2022 is up next. Please just go away. I've seen enough of you. I understand how your game works. I don't need to see you anymore. Cruisin' Blast is coming to the Nintendo Switch, which was originally an arcade game. I love the cruising games. Cruise on! Yeah! The USA! Like, I don't know. They're just fun racing games. And I think this looks cool. There's like dinosaurs in it. There's like a dinosaur track as well. And I'm 5 years old. And when I see dinosaurs, I get excited. So this game will be something that I'm interested in. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is confirmed for the Nintendo Switch as well. You guys know I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I love anime, so this announcement was huge for me. I have no idea who these characters are or anything, but you know what? If you're a fan of DBZ, this is definitely cool for you. They then showed off Mario Golf Super Rush, which of course comes out later on this month, and I was already sold on this game. I love Mario sports games. I think they're super fun, but then they did something that made me even more excited. They showed up some upcoming updates and DLC that will be coming to the game, and there's a new Donk City course. I am glad that they have not forgotten about New Donk City. I think there needs to be a full game designed around New Donk City, like a Donkey Kong game in New Donk City or another Mario game or just like a GTA style game. So definitely very excited to see that. And then we saw Monster Hunter Stories 2 gameplay. Actual gameplay, the one thing that I've been waiting for this whole time because I don't watch these Monster Hunter presentations. Why didn't they show this during Capcom's thing yesterday? Like, it would have made a ton more sense to do something like this instead of just showing off cinematic stuff. I definitely like everything I saw from this. I think the gameplay looks awesome. The graphical style of the game looks really good as well. Get your monsties ready, as they say. There's going to be co-op multiplayer quests and battles as well. So definitely a game that I'm looking forward to. A new WarioWare game that we talked about a couple weeks ago on the channel was of course revealed, and it is WarioWare Get It Together. Now it seems like this is going to be that $50 game like we talked about in that Q&A that was sent out to some people. It definitely looks like a WarioWare game. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of these games anymore. I used to enjoy them, but I don't think I will enjoy this one, but I don't know, maybe it'll end up surprising me. If you are a WarioWare fan though, it is nice to see this franchise come back. I just wish it would have been a more traditional Wario game because I feel like there's a lot of things you can do with that. Shin Megami Tensei was up next with Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I'm not going to sit here and fake the funk like I'm a huge Shin Megami Tensei fan. You know, this game wasn't a huge moment for me or anything, but I do know that JRPG fans and fans of Shin Megami Tensei have been waiting a very long time to see this game, especially the gameplay, and we did get to see some gameplay from this. I think it looks pretty cool, you know, and I think fans of the franchise will definitely enjoy this game. The combat system looked very traditional, but there's like an interesting combo system if you can manage to exploit a monster's weakness or a demon's weakness, and then you could do multiple attacks on them as well. It does come out on November 12th, like we talked about in a previous video that of course Atlas and Sega leaked on their own website because, I mean, you know, the leaks are coming. Danganronpa, I don't think I'm saying that right, is coming to the Nintendo Switch. I have no idea what this is, but it's based on betraying people, which I kind of like. It looks like a weird Phoenix Wright game that's sort of like very over the top. I don't know, I'll probably never play it, but I do think it looks kind of interesting. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater is coming to the Nintendo Switch. You did not play this game because you did not own a Wii U, and if you did own a Wii U, it was a digital only download, and this game is awesome. It's a super good horror game that nobody played. I super enjoyed this game. I remember reviewing it back in the day. I gave it like a very high score, but I super enjoyed this game. This is a total underrated game. Fatal Frame is a franchise. It's just something that a lot of people have forgotten about, so I'm definitely looking forward to playing this game again. I hope it runs good on the Nintendo Switch. I think it will. I mean, the Switch is more powerful than the Wii U. So yes, I'm super stoked to play this game again. Hopefully it gets a physical release as it was just a digital release in North America for the Wii U, because this game is absolutely awesome. Doom Eternal Ancient Gods Part 1 expansion comes out today on the Nintendo Switch. If you're looking for some more Doom Eternal goodness on your Nintendo Switch, the expansion pack is now available. Tony Hawk 1 and 2 Remastered is of course coming out later this month. We got to look at the Nintendo Switch version of the game. Looks great, you know, give it to me. I want to play some portable Tony Hawk. I already own the game on the Xbox One or the Xbox Series X, but I definitely want a portable version of this game, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Next up was a game called Strange Brigade, which, I don't know, it looked kind of like a cool action adventure game that you play with others or solo. I saw some people online say that the game wasn't all that good. It actually comes out today, so a bit of a stealth drop. I might end up checking it out depending on the price. I might not, because like I said, some people said the game wasn't all that great, but maybe it's kind of interesting. Mario and Rabbids was up next. They didn't really show anything new from this game. It still is a 2022 game. They pretty much just showed the same cinematic trailer. They actually didn't show any gameplay, which I thought was kind of weird. And then we got a very interesting announcement with Advance Wars 1 and 2. Yes, Advance Wars. Nintendo remembered that Advance Wars was a thing, and Advance Wars 1 and 2 is getting a remastered and being rebuilt for the Nintendo Switch. It comes out on December 3rd of this year, and Advance Wars is a great tactical franchise. Like, I love the Advance Wars games. They were so fun, and it was a shame to see that Advance Wars just kind of completely disappeared from Nintendo's mind, obviously when they got rid of their handheld division, as they don't have a dedicated handheld anymore. So it's definitely awesome to see Advance Wars come back. I definitely did not expect this game to be there, so I was very pleased to see this. And now, my friends, it is Zelda time. It is time to talk about some Legend of Zelda stuff. Obviously, the Legend of Zelda is having its 30th anniversary this year, so many people were expecting there to be some Zelda stuff at this event. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC was shown next. It looks pretty cool. It comes out in a couple days on June 18th. If you're looking for some more Age of Calamity goodness, you will be happy to know that this DLC is coming out in just a couple days. Skyward Sword was up next. Of course, Skyward Sword HD comes out in the month of July. I honestly thought this trailer looked a little bit better in terms of like the previous trailers, in terms of the visuals. It looked a little bit cleaner. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I am looking forward to this game. I do think it will be fun now that it has a more traditional control scheme. It was the one game in the Legend of Zelda mainline franchise that I never completed because I just didn't like those motion controls, so to have a traditional control scheme is definitely a win for me. They showed off a Game & Watch Zelda. Remember, we talked about that a couple weeks ago on the channel, talking about what was to be expected during the Legend of Zelda's 30th anniversary, and they actually showed off a Game & Watch Zelda. It features Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening for the Game Boy, all on this one thing. There's like a Game & Watch Vermin Link as well. There's a playable clock. There's all sorts of stuff. It definitely looks a lot better than the Super Mario one did because it has a lot more stuff on it. This will be coming out on November 12th, and then it was Breath of the Wild 2 time. They showed off some new gameplay elements, some very weird climbing mechanic where like Link can go up through the ground or something like that. I didn't quite understand what was going on with that. The tone for this trailer, though, much like Metroid Dread, was a very, very dark tone. It felt like a more darker Zelda experience, which I think people will enjoy. It was just a little bit of a teaser. They didn't show all that much stuff with it, but what they did show definitely looked very impressive, and it is confirmed to be a 2022 game. So no Breath of the Wild 2 for you this year, and that wrapped things up. I was surprised that there was no Twilight Princess and Wind Waker dual pack, but the more I thought about it, maybe they want to get Skyward Sword out there first so that people will buy that before showing off that, because I definitely think that does exist, and maybe it just didn't make sense to talk about it at E3 because you could talk about it after Skyward Sword comes out, because you're going to be getting at least 2 games on this dual pack from what I've been told. So kind of surprised to not see that there. That was definitely something that I was hung up on, that I thought was you know, pretty much confirmed to be there, but I guess they changed their mind because of the whole Skyward Sword situation. They want to get Skyward Sword out there beforehand. So overall, what did I think of this Nintendo Direct? Did it manage to save E3? I think they did a very damn good job with this. There was a lot of game announcements, a lot of different games, a lot of games coming out this year, some surprise games as well, and that really is what E3 should be all about. It shouldn't be just about stuff you already know about. It shouldn't be about just DLC. There should be some surprise game announcements, some reveals, some games coming out later on this year. I think Nintendo did just as well as Xbox, potentially even a bit better if you like their game lineup better, but for E3, for me, Nintendo and Xbox definitely came out swinging. I think they both did a great job, and it really just sort of comes down and boils down to what sort of games you like. I loved all the surprises during Nintendo's thing. To see something like Metroid Dread, like this rumored 2D Metroid game that had been in development for a while, to finally see that come to fruition, an Advance Wars, you know, remaster, Fatal Frame coming back, Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. I thought overall Nintendo did an excellent job. There was excellent pacing with the announcements as well. It was just like video game, video game, video game. So overall, a great presentation, definitely very enjoyable, and I think a lot of fun stuff coming up in the future for Nintendo Switch owners. And where the hell's the Nintendo Switch Pro, the new Nintendo Switch? Like I said, GameStop wasn't revealing it, folks. GameStop wasn't revealing it. But what did you think of this presentation? That's kind of what I want to know. Let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Thank you for checking out all the E3 coverage. I'm sure we'll talk more about E3 stuff later on in the week as well. But this was definitely a very big day, and I think Nintendo delivered. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.